name of our product is the Smart Peel 3. We have a vision to transform Korea's industry through 3D technology. Of course, this can also be adapted to several technologies outside South Korea. And the mission is to improve efficiency and production throughput. Okay. Like I said, the product is a 3D based fruit peeling device. Right. I would want to say certain things about the South Korea consumption as regarding fruit, specifically for the juicing. Now we know that South Korea, as much as I know, they do not have any natural resource. What South Korea basically dwells on, they have a backbone for their industry. Sorry, the backbone for their development and everything that you see today, it's the industry. So if anything goes wrong with the industry, then South Korea goes down. So this would mean that the labor force definitely needs to be strengthened. And if you look at these statistics that I have over there, sorry. Yeah, if you look in these statistics, you would find out that in 2025, the consumption of fruit juice is around 294 million. 294 million. This is in liters, 294 liters, 294 million of liters of juice was consumed. So this would mean if focus is placed on better production of this fruit juice, it could help in building or strengthening the industry of South Korea that has to do with the production of fruit juices. Right? Now, the motivation for this is that the current industry that has to do with the production of these fruit juices, there's been much errors in terms of how much is needed for the peeling of the fruiting. Now, if you look in this diagram that we have over there, the natural way of having to do this is to employ the human strategy to peel off the fruitings and everything. And sometimes the error tends to be high, and then the labor demand is highly intensive. And currently in South Korea, where the labor market is kind of declining due to the low birth rate, it would be very important if the fruit peelings that is done in the fruit juicing company, if it can be automated, it can be a very great relief to economies, especially in the Western world where there is great decline in the labor force. Now, the challenge comes into place when this fruit peeling wants to be automated. So in automating this fruit peeling, my mouse, I don't know, where's my... No, can you see this? Okay, okay. Don't mind me. All right, so now the... Okay. So this one. Okay, this one. Okay, now in automating the fruit peeling strategy, it has to be very, very challenging. The reason is because the variation in the sizes of the fruits, the size, the shape, and the texture, they are quite different. So if you are able to automate the peeling process for one fruit, you have to do a different design for another kind of fruit. So, but what we want to do right now is to see how that we can use a 3D technology that can get to decipher the precision of this fruiting, such that it can be adapted to peel any kind of fruit, right? Now, what this will do in the end is that it will reduce waste. The wastages that we have in this, industries can be reduced, and then we can enhance the product uniformity, and then it becomes sustainable, and the throughput increases, and then we can get to increase the revenue of companies and then countries at large. Right. So the overview of this product is that we use the 3D scanning technology, and then the computer numeric control automation, such that it doesn't just work for one fruit, right? So we can adapt if you look in this in this, right? So it can be adapted to peel all kinds of fruit. Okay, so it just takes the scan, and then we can notice the texture of the fruit, and based on the texture and the shape, we just can get to peel it efficiently. So the precision for this design is high, and then the efficient, it is efficient in peeling this thing, and then you get to reduce the waste, and then the processing time can also be reduced. All right. Now, what is the market opportunity of this design? Now, the compound annual growth rate for the global fruit market is very huge. It's around 3.2 billion, and then the rate of increase in this gain is around 5.4%. So this would mean that introducing this into the market can get to increase, right, the production of the fruit juicing that we have, and then supply can be more. Now, if you look at the chart that I have over there, in 2025, the total revenue that was generated is around 1.5 billion. So that's so much. Now, what happens if we get to introduce this smart peel technology that can get to, hasting, and then we can have more production? It means that the total revenue that's been generated from the fruit market as regarding the South Korean market can be increased. We can get to increase the revenue that comes from this design, right? And then we see that labor cost also can be reduced, and then this can be highly efficient. And then in terms of hygiene, it can be better to have the machines do these things for us. And then in terms of the expansion, we see that the growth that I explained with the graph is something that can be skyrocketed if we get to implement this design that we have. Now, the competitive strength of our design, like I said earlier, is highly adaptive, because it can adapt its peeling technology to different fruit geometry, such that it can just get to go for just everything. And then the use of the AI system and the computer numeric control can also get to give this a better chance. And then the precision in terms of peeling is just classic. And then this is also highly scalable, such that it can be adapted for other things that has to do with texture prediction. If we can predict the texture of a thing, then we can treat it better, right? And then the efficiency in terms of the gains can also be increased. And this is also highly sustainable, right? Now, the plan for the development is this. Currently, this phase is just for conception, and then the design, and then core algorithms that needed to be put in place. And then our 6 months goal is that we should be able to come up with a full 3D pipeline, right? Then the automation part can be set clear. That's what we needed to do. We can get to break these in models, and then we can get this to come up, and then all the softwares that will be needed to run this device can be put in place. And then 1 year exactly, we should have been able to integrate the computer numeric control, and then also build a working prototype. Okay. So since this basically has to do with robotics, so I think there's a possibility that post 12 months, we should be able to have demos running that can get to peel around 300 fruits plus in about an hour. Okay. Now, the growth strategy for this would be, of course, how we enter the market is very important. How we go to the market is very important. So what we would want to do is that first, we want to take advantage of the Tipstown community. We want to take advantage of the network that is already existing to infiltrate the Korean market. If we can have connections with the manufacturing partners, people that have to do with fruiting and some other things, we can partner with them. It can also help us to have a smooth entry into the market where we can test these things. Then also we can get to partner with supplier for faster adoption. Of course, it's possible that at the moment there are products that are actually being used for peeling of fruit at the moment, right? So if we if we get in touch with these suppliers that get to distribute these things at the moment, we can also talk to them about our product and then introduce ours, so that way our supply can be hastened. Okay, then the diversification too is also there. We can get to test this out in other countries. We can get to create established connections rather with outside, with market outside South Korea, where we can get to push our devices to. Then, for the revenue streams, we would also have something like the subscription. Okay, I'm still trying to put this all together. Now, we can get to introduce something like a subscription base, such that we won't only just sell the product as a one-time stuff, but we can get to have a subscription kind of system where our buyers can constantly be connected to us, such that we can give them updates every time. We can get to control, maybe remotely troubleshoot their machines for them if there's a problem or stuff like that. So this can also get to bring back revenue for us. Now, the financial plan is for the phase 1, we would have okay. I'm still trying to put this together anyways. So the phase 1 would involve the design and the software, and we have an estimation of around 50 million Korean won. So this will help us complete the design and then the scanning software development. Then for the phase 2, it will be the actual building of the prototype. And then phase 3 will be us launching into the market. All right? So the team overview, I haven't specifically mentioned the names that will be involved here, but for the CEO, which is myself, my major is information and communication engineering. Okay, currently a PhD candidate. And then the CTO has background in agricultural machinery and also has expertise in robotics. And then the operations would be someone who has, okay, I've not finalized that right now. We are going to talk about that. Then we also have a marketing agent. So that her field of interest is mass communication. And then our advisor would be our Honorable Moksanim here. Okay. Then we'll be needing some facilities to get this to work. So first we'll be needing a laboratory where this development can take place. So this will be for the visibility of our work, having to commercialize. And then we'll be needing a space to assemble all of these things. And then for the integration, we would have to test IoT devices, the compatibility of our device with IoT devices, maybe systems or phones, how that can be remotely controlled. And then for our system of support, we can just get to leverage companies or industries where fruit juicing are being produced to build a stronger market for our product. So I think with this, this will be the end of my presentation. Yeah.
Thank you. Just use the 14 minutes.